Hello guys, welcome to the DMS online school. This question is coming from a topic in biology known as the genetics. Alright, so the question reads, a plant species has plants which produce white flowers and plants which produce blue flowers. A homozygous white flowered plant was crossed with a blue flowered plant, and all the F1 seeds produced plants with only blue flowers. I'll read again. A plant species has plants which produce white flowers and plants which produce blue flowers. A homozygous white flowered plant was crossed with a blue flowered plant, and all the F1 seeds produced plants with only blue flowers. A Roman numeral 1, state the flower color which is controlled by the dominant allele. State the flower plant which is controlled by the dominant allele. Roman numeral 2, explain your answer in A1 above. Okay, so before we go any further in answering this question, we need to understand what they mean when they say we have a plant species which produces white flowers and blue flowers. So what they mean is this. You may have a same plant species, okay? And sometimes it may have flowers which are blue. Some plants will have flowers which are blue. Some flowers will be white. But the makeup of the plant is just the same. That's what it means. So this is what we mean when we say we have a plant species which has plants which produce white flowers and plants which produce blue flowers. The same plant species, but we have those which are white and those which are blue. Okay, so now we are told that there was a cross. A homozygous white flowered plant was crossed with a blue flowered plant, meaning that they got maybe a white and a blue crossed them. And then what was the result? They're saying, and all the F1 seeds produced plants with only blue flowers. So the F1 means first filial generation, or it can be first generation. When they crossed a homozygous white flowered plant with a blue flowered plant, all the offsprings that were produced in that first generation had the seeds which produced blue flowers, none of white flowers. So we start with the homozygous white flower and a blue flowered plant, but the offspring have blue flowers. What does that mean? It means this. When a plant is homozygous, for instance, we have been told that there is a white flowered plant which is homozygous. It means that it has the same type of genes, okay, or it has the same type of alleles. It has two alleles which are similar. If they are recessive, then both alleles in white flowered plant are recessive. If they are dominant, then both alleles in this white flowered plant are dominant. So that's what it means to be homozygous. It means to have same type of alleles in this white plant. They've given us a clue here. But in blue flowered plant, they've not told us the type of what? Of alleles which are there. But again, when this homozygous flowered plant, when this homozygous flowered plant is crossed with a blue flowered plant, again, the offspring which are produced or the plants which are produced have blue flowers. What does that mean? Since this plant which was homozygous white did not cause the plants which were produced to have at least white flowers, it means that the blue flowered plant had the dominant genes, while the white flowered plant had the recessive genes. All right. So recessive genes are genes which do not express themselves in the phenotype, while dominant genes are genes that express themselves in the uh, phenotype. So for all the offsprings to have blue flowers, it means that the blue flowered plant was dominant and also homozygous. They have not mentioned that, but it means that it had genes which it shared to all of its offspring. This one also shared its genes to all of its offsprings, but those genes were not able to be shown because we are told F1 seeds produced plants with only blue flowers. It means only alleles or genes which came from blue flowered plant were able to express themselves in these plants which were produced, meaning that the blue plants were carrying dominant alleles. And those dominant alleles, since they expressed in each and every plant which was produced, it means that this blue flowered plant was also carrying homozygous alleles. Okay, so now we know this was homozygous, this was homozygous. So this one was recessive, this one was dominant. So when they say M, Roman numeral 1, state the flower color which is controlled by the dominant allele. So the flower color being controlled by dominant allele is blue flowers. So here we'll say blue. Then Roman numeral 2 says explain your answer in A1 above. So we explain why we are saying blue is a color which was being controlled by dominant allele. So in the explanation, we'll say all first generation offspring were blue, even though one parent was pure white. This means that blue allele is dominant and white allele is recessive. Sorry, here I should have said recessive. Let me just change. Okay, recessive. So it has been changed. Yeah, so that is it, the answer here. Then we move to the next question, B. B is saying B1 using the symbols B capital and B small letter to represent the two alleles for the flower colors. State the genotype of the white flowered plant. Okay, so here it must be shocking that we have been given different, we have been given same type of allele for different colors. Usually, when we are dealing with the colors, for instance, if we are dealing with white, white should be represented by W, and then blue should be represented by B. But we have been given B and D, B capital and B small letter, meaning that these allele were chosen arbitrarily. They could have also chosen T capital and T small letter. And the idea here is now for us to choose which one of these two, which is one capital and one small letter, would be for a dominant allele and for a recessive allele. Okay, so in this case, it was confusing to someone who is very new to genetics to say, but B is also for blue, and also this small letter B is also for blue. But we have white and also blue. So how are we going to choose? So the idea now is do not relate these to blue. So just relate these to alleles. Capital is for dominant, then small letter is for recessive. Now we have determined that the white flowered plant was carrying recessive alleles. So since it was carrying recessive allele, between the capital and the small letter, which one are we going to choose between the capital B and the small letter B? We are going to choose the small letter B. And because it was homozygous, it means that it had the same genes, two same type of genes. So when they say using the symbols capital B and small letter b to represent the two alleles for flower colors, then they're saying state the genotype of the white flowered plant. So the genotype now, the genotype now will be BB, small letter BB. Then Roman numeral 2, predict the genotype of the first generation offspring. So now to predict, in fact, we are not even predicting here because predicting is not having an idea. But here we have a complete idea. So here we have to understand this, that if the white flowered plant had was pure, was homozygous, and it was recessive, it means it was carrying small letter bb. It means that the blue flowered one was also homozygous, but instead it was using capital BB. So in this case, we can say it also follows that blue flowered plant had the BB alleles. So this is the one which is going to help us answer this. That's why I was saying we are not even predicting because we already know. So we already know that the first offspring or the first generation of offspring is going to be produced after this and this are crossed. So in this case, we are crossing BB alleles which are dominant and also BB alleles for white which are recessive. Now, you have to understand here that the gametes in this combination here are B and D, are capital B and small letter b. These are the gametes. And each child is going to receive from the parent, from this parent B, and then from this parent B. From this parent capital B, from this parent small letter b. Each child, oh, sorry, I'm using child. Each offspring plant is going to receive capital B from this parent and small letter b from this parent here. So what will happen is that the offspring now will receive these allele because the gametes which are there are just B and D, capital B and this capital small letter b, which means the alleles now offsprings will have B capital and the B small letter only. So we are saying all the first offspring generation are capital B, small letter b, and will be blue in color. Now, going to see, they're saying draw a genetic diagram to predict the likely results of a cross between one of the blue flowered first filial offspring and a white flowered parent. They're saying we draw a genetic diagram to predict the likely results of a cross between one of the blue flowered first generation offspring and a white flowered parent plant. So it means that we are now getting one of the offspring carrying BB from the first generation because all the first generation are carrying BB, meaning they're telling us that we draw a genetic diagram where we will be crossing the result of where we will be showing the result of crossing the blue flowered plant from the first or generation with the white flowered parent plant, the same which is carrying BB. So you have a white flower carrying BB, and then we have an offspring carrying B capital small letter b. So in answering this one, I've liked using the Punnett diagram. There's the Punnett table which I am liking to use now. So in this Punnett table, this side we can have white flowered plant, which is a parent. Then here we can have a blue flowered plant. Actually, this one is an F1. So it should be F1. blue flowered plant. So let me change. Okay, so I've changed it. So we have white flowered plant and then blue flowered plant. Now we know that this white flowered plant has these alleles here, small letter b, two of them. And then we know that this first blue flowered plant, first generation blue flowered plant has this allele B and this allele here. So these are the children here. These four boxes are the children. So each of these ones must come here. So this will come here. This one comes here. Okay. What else? This also comes here. Again, this must come here. This must come here. Again, this must come here. So these are distributed in all four. This one comes in 1, 2. This one comes in 1, 2. Then this one comes in 1, 2. This one in 1, 2. So here we have this one and also there, this one. Then this one will come here and this one will come here. So it means that this will be the phenotype of the genotype of the children. So this is the answer. So we have come to the end of this. Now to have full notes here which can help you, I have the full notes. If you want these full notes, you can WhatsApp me on my number 0977 924175. So here I broke down the answer in pieces: question, genetic equation, complete analysis, how I analyzed everything here. So genotype, phenotype, homozygous, heterozygous. Then the question states how I broke the question down, the logical answering of the question, and everything is in here. Thank you so much, guys. For now, bye and see you in the next video.